What's up, guys? On today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 Instagram settings you can modify right away as we go through this video. They're going to help you get a lot more views and followers without doing anything else different than what you are currently doing. One of these settings I figured out about earlier today, and I'm kind of embarrassed to just now be finding out about it, but it's actually not even on the Instagram app. It's only on the desktop version, so that's why not a lot of people know about this. So you're going to get some extra settings today that you can modify for more views, more followers, all that good stuff. Let's get right into it. So the first 2 settings we're going over are actually only available on the desktop version of the Instagram app. So go to Instagram.com, get logged in if you're not already. And then what we're going to do is at the bottom left, you're going to click on more and then go to settings. And then this first one is actually right here, and the default might be for this to be on, but this is really important. So you'll see that it says show account suggestions on profiles. You're going to want to make sure that is on. What that is that when you follow an account, you may have seen that you get suggested to follow other accounts right after that. And if you want a chance to come up as one of those suggestions when someone follows someone in your niche, this needs to be on, and this is a great way to get more followers, because the thing you know about that person is that they are looking for new people to follow in your market. Now, the one other thing that you're going to want to make sure that you have going on in order to actually appear on these suggestions is you're going to want to be following some of the accounts that are in your market that you would want to come up as suggested. You do have to be following them to be a lot more likely to be one of those suggested accounts. And the other thing is that your name on Instagram, so not your handle, the @ but the name, right? What the bold text that displays on your Instagram profile. So mine says Derek Videll, and I think it says like social media marketing strategies, something along those lines. You're going to want to put a keyword. Social media marketing is what I could put, Instagram marketing, anything along those lines. You're going to want to put a keyword there, or whatever market you are, just one of these 1 or 2 word phrases that really lets Instagram know what you're about. And then that will help improve the likelihood that you get recommended on other accounts that are using that same descriptor in their name. So make sure that you follow some people in your niche and then see what their name reads, right? What other keywords they have. And you might just want to take some of those, because if they can see Derek Videll, social media marketing, and then they see someone else like Ben Levitt, social media marketing, that I follow, who's a creator in my space, then I can come up a lot more likely if I'm following him and I have that same keyword. So use this to get those extra account suggestions. The next thing that we're going to do is go down to what you see. So this is the option that I just learned about today, actually. And then you're going to click on manage interests. And this is why it was really important for me, because it says we're recommending your account to people who are interested in the selected topics. You can choose which topics to associate with your account by turning them on or off. And it doesn't look like you can add new ones, which is really unfortunate, because this would be the easiest solution to just make sure your account is getting out to the right people. But mine says business and finance, and then it says music, and I am not a music account. I don't know where that came from. So I'm going to turn this off and just make sure that my content goes out to people interested in business and finance. This is really important, because if your posts are going out to people who are not interested in your market, then you're going to get a lower engagement rate, which is going to make the post stop showing, because Instagram's not going to recognize it as good content. It's going to really hurt your average view rate too. So you really want to make sure that you have turned off any of these topics that are not related to your niche to make sure your content only goes out to the right people. Moving on to the third one. This one's real quick. We've talked about this in the past, but the location of where this setting is has changed. And this is actually at the very last step when you're about to post on Instagram. You'll go down to the options at the very bottom, right before you post. From there, go to the bottom, and it will say upload at the highest quality. You're going to want to make sure this is ticked on. I don't know why the default is for this to be off. It's just to save people on cellular data, I guess, but you want to make sure that your videos are always uploading at the maximum quality, so make sure that is turned on. The fourth thing that we're talking about today is for those of you that don't have access to the entire Instagram music library. I'm going to show you where this is on the desktop here for those of you watching on video. But this is also on the mobile app, so you can find it that way too. And what you're going to do is you're gonna go to professional account, and this is the category of account you are. So you can see mine is entrepreneur. And if you have a business or creator account, a lot of times you don't have access to the full music library, especially the business account. It doesn't give you access to the commercial sounds. And a lot of times these are very necessary to have access to be able to use the trending audios that you actually want to use. So if you've had limited music selection in the past, what you're going to want to do is become a creator account and then choose entrepreneur as your category, because for whatever reason, it gives full access to the music library to people who are under that category. Now, if this is not fitting to your brand, for me, entrepreneur, very fitting to be on my profile. If you are a bakery and you don't want it to say entrepreneur, then you can come in here. I believe this is actually only on desktop, this display category label option, but you can uncheck this and it will make it so the entrepreneur part does not display as part of your profile if that is not fitting to your brand. So on desktop, I believe, is the only place you can make it not say entrepreneur. Otherwise, you can make this adjustment on Instagram. So that's for those of you who don't have access to the full music library. And then the fifth tip we're going to talk about is also at the last stage of posting, where you have the option to also share that post to Facebook. And this is so tempting to turn on. I've had it on for a long time too, because it's just so much easier. And if you're really not focused on growing on Facebook, then it's acceptable. It gets posted on there, but you will get much better results if you post on Facebook separately than if you keep this option on. So the best thing that you can do would be to turn that off. So don't share reels, don't share any of your other posts to Facebook, but instead, right once you get done posting on Instagram, go over to Facebook and post it separately. This is especially true for reels. You will get way better results if you post a Facebook reel onto Facebook using the Facebook app itself. From a company perspective, I believe that they do this so that you are more likely to log on to Facebook. I don't even think I have the Facebook app on my phone right now. I would just go on to facebook.com on my computer, and this is just a way that they make it so you still have some value to go over to Facebook. So you'll get much better results if you post it over there separately. On top of that, the profiles are, platforms are a little bit different with how their algorithms work. Comments on Facebook are a lot more likely to translate to more reach than they are on Instagram, because you may have seen when you go on Facebook, it will say your friend commented on this person's post. So every comment you get on Facebook will go to that person's feed in some way, and the comments you get on there mean a lot more. People are also more likely to type out lengthier comments on Facebook because of the amount of them that are using it on desktop and just kind of the vibe of the app. On Instagram, a lot of people just like to drop a fire emoji in the comments, and they're a lot shorter with it. There's not really full-length conversations happening on Instagram nearly as much as they are on Facebook. So how you do your caption, you might want to do it a little bit differently. Hashtag strategy is about the same, although hashtags have a little bit more of an impact on Instagram. But on Facebook, you'll probably want to ask a question that is a little bit more open-ended to really get the conversation rolling. On Instagram, a lot of times just saying like, do you like this? Yes or no? And just doing like thumbs up, thumbs down emoji is how you actually get people to respond. You want to keep it real short, or at least ask them a question that they already know the answer to right away and something that they actually want to share. You can't just ask a question that they know the answer to and it's not really fun for them to share. So this is a topic for a different episode of how to really frame your questions and captions, but that's just an important difference I should note is when you do it separately on Instagram versus Facebook, have more open-ended questions that are more conversational provoking on Facebook than how you would do your captions on Instagram, and it will make much more of an impact. So those are the 5 settings that we are covered today. Again, make sure you are subscribed, because any new updates that come out, any settings like this that I find out that are super important, like that manage topics one, I think it's a newer thing, but that is super important that you have that turned off to any of the topics that are not your niche. So I'm really excited to start posting now that I've got the music category turned off, because this is the channel where you're going to get the best social media marketing tips online. So hope you join the Social Bamboo community. Make sure you ring that notification bell too if you're on YouTube. Otherwise, you really don't see it very often if you're just plain old subscribed. So if you got any other questions, reach out to me on Instagram at socialbamboo with an underscore at the end, and I will talk to you next week.